First of all, Megan, I don't want you to worry. I've got this down to 45 minutes, so it's, don't worry. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming here to their wedding and to sharing the joy of their love. Many of us have been blessed by that same joy in our lives, and I'm really happy. I want to thank especially our included family from North Carolina, Renee and Wesley, and all of the folks who've spent so much time on an airplane. And I've had the joy of meeting a bunch of you, and I look forward to meeting more of you as time goes along. But thank you so much for coming so far and enjoying this. And especially Wesley and Wesley, what a wonderful job he did as an officiant at their wedding. It was really great. But a little bit about my daughter. First of all, Megan. And I remember when Josh came to me and we were on the driving range and we're walking back up and he said, I don't know if you really know what I want to talk to you about, but I want to marry your daughter. And what I said to him at the time was, and I sincerely mean it, and I still do, I said to Josh, I said, if you love her as much as I do, we'll never have a problem. Megan has been, from the day she was born, I look forward to this day. Don't do that. And I'd hoped that I would live to see this moment. And I have. Thank you, Megan. And secondly, to Joshua, I can't say how happy I am for you to be a member of our family. And I've seen you cry already, so you're one ahead of me. And lastly, I would want to say, just as a matter of words of wisdom, and I'm certainly not a biblical historian or anything else, but I know that it says in the Bible that a son will leave his family and to be married, and the two shall become one flesh. And that flesh is a combination of both of you. And if you work hard and take care of that person, you'll have a happy marriage. So join me in raising a toast to Joshua and Megan Hunter. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
I just also want to thank everyone for being here. Each one of you have a very special place in Josh and Megan's life. And I hope you realize that. You all are a part of their futures. You've been a part of their past. And you're certainly part of the present moment that we celebrate their Union's Day. And so we all have a charge to help them grow in their love and to move forward from this day. So be good friends to them. We'll be good family to them. You be good friends to them and help them along their way. I want to thank Mike and Cherry for hosting us today and for this beautiful venue and for all that they've done to put this together. Yeah. And I particularly want to thank them for this beautiful young lady here.
Me too.
That's the right answer. God obviously chose her for Josh and Josh for Megan, and I'm so thankful that they are together today. Josh, it seems like I remember about 3 years ago. Yeah, it's only 3. We're only going back 3, Carl. That Josh said, he called us, we talked, and he said, I think I met the one. think I met her. I said, really? And he said, yeah, I think this is the one. I said, well, tell me about it. And so he did. And I want to thank Danielle. Shout out to Danielle for moving to Chicago. Otherwise, might not have happened. And I said, well, Josh, surely you didn't let her smell your stinky feet, and you didn't do one of your bodily noises the first time you met. Otherwise, you know, she might not have hung around. He said, no, everything's cool. Everything's cool. So I understand they had their first date. And, yeah, well, okay. And I think it ended a little abruptly. You know, Verge was around then. And so Verge had escaped, as he did back in those days, and so Josh had to go rescue him. And I think some time passed, and some more time passed, and then I think, thankfully, Megan took over and brought us through to the next first date. And so it grew from there. It's my understanding. It grew from there. And brought us to the point where we are tonight through the engagement on June 4th of last year. And it's just been wonderful to watch it blossom and grow to this point. You know, you all are committed now in a lifelong commitment, focused and centered on love. And in the Bible it says in 1 Corinthians, I commend that chapter to you, that book to you. And then this chapter 16 and verse 14, it says, do everything in love. Love is the action that it takes, the action of active love to continue your relationship and to build it into a lifelong relationship. And so I hope you'll do that. I hope you'll do that with our help and with all these people's help. That love will build for you. And so, with that, I'd like to toast you. So if you all will join me, raising your glasses to this wonderful couple, Josh and Megan. I hope that God blesses your every day, that your days are full of love, laughter, and life successes. And finally, that you are fruitful. And bring many, many, many grandchildren into this world. To Josh and Megan. We love you. I'll let you off the hook.
You sure did.
I love you, baby.
The heart rate's going back down though. All right. Shelby brought her fan club tonight.
I wrote mine down, so don't judge. Somebody doesn't want me to speak, that's okay. For those that don't know, I'm Megan's twin sister, Shelby. I want to start out by thanking you all for coming out today to celebrate the union of Megan and Josh. I couldn't be happier to have all of you here, all of our closest friends and family here celebrating this special day with us. Full disclosure, I Googled a lot of maid of honor speeches. I didn't know how to give one, and I didn't know how to put into words how happy I am for you. Google told me to keep it short and sweet, so bear with me. Thank you, Google. Growing up, people always asked if we liked being twins, and our answer was always yes, because A, we didn't know any different, and B, we were guaranteed a lifelong best friend. My sister and I have countless memories together, and even though she's technically only older by 37 seconds, won't let me forget it, I've always looked up to her. From stealing her clothes, which were probably mine in the first place, depends on who you ask, to transferring to the same college she attended, we've essentially been the same person for the past 26 years. Now, even though everyone asks, and I literally mean everyone, if we can read each other's minds or tell when the other one's happy or sad, I promise you we can't. Maybe we can. Depends on the day. But that didn't prevent me from being able to tell how happy she was the day that she met Josh. I won't go into every detail of that fateful day, but let's just say it involves a girls-only brunch that two total strangers decided to crash.
When opportunity knocks.
Josh Hunter and Ryan Fields, everybody. Now, if Josh hadn't strategically sat next to my sister and one of our friends, shout out to Danielle, hadn't slyly sipped him her number, none of us would be here today. Josh, I couldn't be happier to welcome you into this family. Why are you laughing? Okay. Megan has had a smile on her face since the day she met you, and it's clear that you two bring out the best in each other. Don't cry. I'm honored to be gaining you as a brother, and we all know my dad likes having more guys around the house. He's had a lot of girls for a long time. Yeah. I know you two are going to have a life full of love, happiness, and countless adventures, and I hope this marriage is everything you've ever dreamed of and more. But Josh, I do have one piece of advice for you. You may be my sister's new groom, but never forget that me and her shared a womb. Cheers to the Hunters.
So good.
That was so perfect. You're welcome. That was so perfect. You did so good. That was so good. That was so good.
Thank you, Shelby. Nailed it.